Hey guys, Craig Severinsen here, and we're going to talk about how to grow your business in 2018. It's still kind of the beginning of the year, and people are still thinking, hey, how do I grow my business or how do I start my business? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. And in particular, we're going to talk about 3 things that I think are the most important things to focus on when you're growing your business. And this works for someone who's just starting. It also works for somebody who has a business and they want to land more clients, they want to make more money. So either way, you're in the right place if you want to land more clients. Speaking of which, if you are that person, you're trying to grow your business, this channel, that's all we talk about is let's grow your business, let's talk about marketing, let's talk about sales, how they fit together, and I can help you grow your business if you hit subscribe. So go ahead and do that now, and then we'll get going. Okay guys, so 3 things that you need to do if you want to grow your business. The first is you need to have one ultimate result that you focus on, and this really is a game changer. In fact, I would almost say that this is one of the most important things you can do in your business is have one ultimate result that you focus on, right? It might not be, let me take a step back. We're talking about a marketing message, okay? You've got to put out into the world what it is you help people do, and it cannot be confusing. Because if you try to be a jack of all trades to everybody, nobody is going to listen. You cannot be everything. You have to focus in. Now we're talking about, again, the messaging you're putting out into the world. Now in your services, if you want to be a little bit diverse, you can offer some different things, but here's how it works, is that you get your message out there in a really focused, singular, one thing way. That brings those customers in for that one particular service, and then once they're in the door, that's when you open up to those other services. That's when you say, hey, did you know I also do this? I also do that. And you expand the amount of money you make per client. But to get them in the door, you have to focus on one ultimate result. That's it, just one. Right? And it's got to be like the umbrella or the brand to your company. Right? So the example for me is I help people land clients. Everything I talk about falls underneath the vein of landing clients. Now in my services, I offer training, coaching, and I'll also done for you services. So, there's a little bit of diversity inside of my services, but they all lead towards getting more clients, making more money, having a more successful business, right? So that's what you need to do. You need to have one specific result that you're going after. The next thing that you need to do in your business is that you need to focus your marketing. And what I really mean by that is that you have to have only 1 to 3 tactics that you're actively pursuing. Especially if you're a solopreneur, like if it's just you, there's no one else, it's just you and maybe like a VA, 1 to 3 marketing tactics is all you can really handle before you're not doing those tactics well enough to get any traction. The point here is that you have to master your marketing tactics. You've got to go deep with them so that they get you results, not try to do a whole bunch of things really kind of poorly and you don't really get results with any of them, right? So you want to really focus in 1 to 3 tactics. Now, what tactics do you choose? You're going to hate me for saying this, but it doesn't really matter. As long as the tactic works and as long as it gets you in front of your audience, it doesn't matter. And when I say as long as it works, what I really mean is that it's got to be, lots of people don't master a marketing tactic enough to know whether or not it works. Right? So if you've heard of a marketing tactic, it probably works. That's why we hear about them. That's why they're in the marketing zeitgeist, right? Like the vocabulary. We've heard of them because these things work. Now, if it hasn't worked for you, odds are that you haven't put the mastery into it to figure out how to make it work. So that's why choosing 3 of them is so important. Now, I would suggest that you want to have a mix of maybe some physical tactics and some digital tactics. So digital tactics would be things like blogging, social media marketing, YouTube, podcasting, all those things that are on the digital realm. And then you've got physical marketing too, where you've got things like speaking, networking, conventions, where you're actually getting physically in front of people. Have a mix of those things, maybe 2 digital, 1 physical, or 2 physical and 1 digital. But depending on your industry and your, comfort level in working those strategies, it doesn't really matter as long as you choose 3 and as long as you commit to mastering them, right? Go really deep with them. Work them until they work for you, until they get results. Okay, finally, the last thing I want to say is you got to focus on 1 conversion point or 1 sales event. Okay, let me decode what I'm talking about here. Is that too many times, it's one of two extremes. Either you don't know when a client converts into a client, a prospect converts into a client. Let me just ask you, like, when in your sales process does a client go from being a prospect to being a client? Do you know? Odds are you might not, because you've never put the thought into it. But you need to have one event that does that conversion for you. It could be a one-on-one sales conversation, or it could be a visit to like a sales page, right? Some sort of web page, or even physical sales form, right? That's real old school, but some people still use it, so it still works for some people, that's fine. So that's one extreme, is that you don't even know when it happens. And that's the most common, honestly. Lots of entrepreneurs don't even know when it happens or how it happens. The other extreme is that you have too many. You've got a web page, you've got a physical form, you've got a sales conversation, and the sales conversation is convoluted and there's different places where it might happen. Look, you've got to focus on just one. So here's my guideline for you. If you're selling a product and you're making less than like $1,000 per person, like let's just put, this is a generic number, you make the decision for yourself, but let's say $1,000 or less selling product, you probably want a sales page. You can probably make that sale online on a sales page, and the more people you drive to that sales page, the more money you'll make. If you're making more than that, which most of you, that's what you're doing, you make more per client because you're providing a service, a sales conversation makes the most sense. And in that sales conversation is where you land the client. That's where the transition makes from I'm interested to I'm a client. So here's why this is important. Let's put all of what we just talked about together. If you have one ultimate result that you're focusing on, suddenly in the marketplace, you are no longer confusing. You're talking very clearly about what you help people get. Now you've got 3 marketing tactics that are pushing that message out and driving people to one event, a sales conversation. All of your marketing, all of it is, hey, let's have a consultation, let's have a consultation, let's have a consultation. You're driving people to that. And then in that consultation is where you can really one-on-one talk to them and make the sale. It's going to make a big difference in your business. And what we're really talking about here, that's a business plan. That's what that is. We just laid out a business plan. I'm going to call it the 1-3-1 rule, right? 1 ultimate result, 3 marketing tactics, 1 sales event. That's it. Until next time, take some fast, focused, imperfect action, guys. Seriously, I'm all done here, but I'm also all worked up because this is powerful stuff. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like. Also, if you want to talk to me, go to brightworkspr.com. I don't know why I pointed over there. Maybe something will pop up here, I don't know. And you can sign up for some one-on-one time with me. Talk to you later, guys.